So, can we talk about these photos for a second? Because my goodness, the tension is thick. You could cut the air between these two with one of Buckingham Palace's antique butter knives. William and Kate are out here looking like they're starring in a documentary called The Crown: The Cold Years. And before anyone starts clutching their pearls, no, I'm not bullying anyone. I'm simply observing what the internet saw and collectively said, something ain't right here. That look Kate is giving William, that's not the awe, I adore you kind of look. That's the say one more word and I'm texting my therapist look. It's giving frustration, exhaustion, and maybe just a sprinkle of, why am I still doing this for PR? Meanwhile, William's standing there doing his usual routine, talking at her, not with her. The body language, completely off. He's looking ahead, she's looking sideways, and somehow they both look like they'd rather be anywhere else but next to each other. And you know what's wild? This is exactly what Meghan and Harry haters pretend Meghan and Harry are like, when, in reality, Meghan and Harry are out here being the embodiment of warmth, connection, and partnership. Let's be real. Meghan looks at Harry like she's genuinely proud of him. You can feel it. Whether they're at Invictus, on a red carpet, or just walking hand in hand through a crowd, it's always the same energy. Love, respect, teamwork. No stiffness, no distance. No, I can't stand you but the cameras are on. Just two people in sync. And that's what drives the derangers crazy. Because no amount of royal PR spin can manufacture chemistry. You can't rehearse genuine affection. You can't fake that kind of connection. The Sussexes have it effortlessly, while the palace seems to have spent the last decade trying to convince us that two people standing exactly 3 feet apart is a love story. Now let's be honest, this isn't even a one-time thing. Every time William and Kate step out, there's a new wave of "are they okay" comments online. Viewers notice the lack of interaction, the awkward glances, the forced smiles. It's almost painful to watch. And yet the British tabloids will publish 100 articles about how Meghan touched Harry's arm too affectionately, or held his hand at an inappropriate moment. Excuse me, how is love inappropriate? Since when did being happily married become a PR offence? What's really happening here is projection. They've spent so long trying to frame Harry and Meghan as cold or distant, when in reality the iciness has always been right there, behind palace gates. You can almost imagine the headlines if the roles were reversed. If Meghan had looked at Harry the way Kate just looked at William, the Daily Mail would have printed special editions. They'd call in body language experts, astrologers, and probably a psychic from Essex to explain how Meghan disrespected the monarchy with her side eye. But when it's Kate, oh, suddenly it's a moment of quiet reflection, or Kate's deep thoughtfulness as she listens to her husband. Please. That woman's not reflecting. She's reconsidering life choices. You can almost hear her inner monologue. I could have married the one with hair. And the thing is, it's not even funny in a cruel way. It's tragic in a PR way, because no matter how much the palace tries to paint them as the perfect couple, the pictures always tell a different story. It's not hate, it's hollowness. It's a partnership that looks more like a performance than a love story. Now contrast that with Meghan and Harry. The way Meghan looks at Harry like he's the only person in the room. The way Harry instinctively reaches for her hand, every single time. It's like second nature, protection, connection, respect. You can't buy that with a crown. And let's not forget, these are the same people the UK press tried to mock for being too touchy, too American, too affectionate. Meanwhile, those same reporters now write fluff pieces about how royal PDA is back in style, whenever William awkwardly touches Kate's elbow like it's a diplomatic handshake. Newsflash. Meghan and Harry didn't start a trend. They simply modelled healthy love in a family allergic to warmth. The internet sees it. The world sees it. Even people who don't care about royals can clock the difference. One couple radiates genuine intimacy. The other radiates, well, frostbite. What's interesting is how Meghan and Harry's authenticity exposes the hollowness of the rest. Their love shines such a bright light that all the scripted smiles and coordinated coats in the world can't hide the cracks elsewhere. And it's not just about body language, it's about values. Meghan and Harry's connection isn't built on titles, hierarchies, or who curtsied to who. It's built on partnership, on equality, on actual mutual respect. That's why people love them. That's why their bond stands out. Because they don't perform love for cameras, they just live it. Meanwhile, you have royal watchers online analysing Kate's every eyebrow twitch, trying to decode, is she mad? Is he ignoring her? Did someone forget to smile? Like, babes, if you need a decoder ring to find the chemistry, it's not there. And yet, through all of this, Meghan and Harry are the ones accused of being attention-seeking. No, they're just happy. That's what unbothered joy looks like, and the haters can't handle that. Because when the love is real, you don't have to choreograph it. You don't need palace aides scripting your every move. It just flows. Meghan and Harry could be standing in a parking lot, and it would still feel more romantic than any balcony wave we've seen in the last decade. So when I see these new photos of William and Kate, the tension, the distance, the lack of spark, it just confirms what many have said for years. Authenticity can't be copied. And that's what Meghan represents. Authenticity. Real woman energy. Warmth. The kind of vibe that says, I'm not pretending for anyone. So no, you'll never see Meghan look at Harry that way, with disdain or irritation, because that's not who she is. She lifts him up, she celebrates him, and he does the same for her. That's what love looks like when it's rooted in respect, not reputation. Meanwhile, over in Windsor, it's giving frost and frustration. And maybe that's why they're always so pressed about Meghan, because she represents everything they wish they could be. Loved, fulfilled, and free. So let the pictures speak for themselves. One couple's connection is frozen in place, the other's is forever glowing. And the royal PR machine can try all it wants, but it can't Photoshop chemistry. And here's the thing, my friends. This isn't just about a few photos or awkward moments. It's about the story they've been trying to sell us for years versus the one we can clearly see with our own eyes. For decades, we've been spoon-fed this fantasy of the perfect royal couple. Graceful, polished, untouchable. But perfect is not the same as real. Real is what you see when Harry reaches for Meghan's hand, when he looks at her like she's his piece in the chaos. Real is when Meghan smiles at him like she knows exactly who he is and loves him anyway, not in spite of his flaws, but with them. That's not PR, that's partnership. Meanwhile, the palace PR machine keeps churning, desperately trying to convince us that the stiff smiles and awkward glances are regal restraint. No, darling, that's emotional constipation. There's nothing noble about two people who can't stand to be near each other, pretending that everything's fine because it looks good on the Christmas card. And that's why Meghan and Harry remain so magnetic, because even after everything, the lies, the smears, the relentless media witch hunt, they still look at each other like they hit the jackpot. You can't fake that. You can't rehearse that. You can't palace memo your way into genuine love. That's the real fairy tale, not the one they sell in glossy magazines, but the one built on two people who chose each other every single day, despite the world screaming at them not to. So when I see those photos of William and Kate, I don't just see a couple. I see the cost of performance, the exhaustion that comes from living a life that's all image and no intimacy. It's like watching someone wear a smile that doesn't quite reach their eyes. It's beautiful lighting, expensive clothes, but no warmth, no heartbeat. Meanwhile, Meghan and Harry, they've built something that glows from the inside out. You can't dim that. You can't edit that. You can't silence that kind of authenticity, no matter how many tabloids try. So, yeah, people online are noticing the difference, and they're saying it out loud. Because we're in a new era now. The public isn't falling for cold pageantry anymore. We want humanity. We want connection. And we see it crystal clear Every time Meghan and Harry step into a room together, the love is real, the partnership is powerful. And the contrast? Well, let's just say one couple gives modern royalty and the other gives royal inconvenience. So next time someone tries to convince you that Meghan and Harry are too Hollywood, just remind them love isn't a performance. Pretending to love someone for PR, that's Hollywood. And at the end of the day, Meghan and Harry will always win. Not because they left the institution, but because they chose love over illusion. And that, my friends, is what true royalty looks like.